Hi guys, this is Bad Gamer Cat. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. We are here once again in the Oculus Knockout Meta Quest 2, and we are in the game VZFit. VZFit is a really cool app that lets me ride my exercise bike with my VR headset on, and as I move the pedals on my exercise bike, it moves the virtual bike through the virtual map, and it really feels like I'm really bike riding. And there is a challenge going on, biking in Ireland, but VZFit has added 2 new rides, Peace for Ukraine 1 and Peace for Ukraine 2. And I did Peace for Ukraine 1 already. And the app that makes this VZFit is donating $1 for every kilometer ridden. So yesterday I rode 28 kilometers and I finished the first ride. This one is 82 kilometers. I can't do that all in one setting. I can probably do about 20 a day, maybe around there. So it would take me about 4 days to finish this one. So let's start it. And here it shows where we'll be riding. And the last ride was in the area of Kiev. And this is just other parts of the Ukraine. So I can make the map a little bit smaller. So I rode this area yesterday, and now today we're doing this area over here. And I know there's a lot of fighting in all of these areas, especially over here, over here, over here. I'm not sure. But I've just been watching the news, and it's just awful, and it's so sad, and I feel helpless. There's nothing I can do. I'm in Canada. I pray, but if I can ride my bike and raise some money, then I'll do that. So let's close that and let's do ride from A to B. So it looks like we're starting out in the countryside. You can see it's nice and clear, but if I hold my B button, it comes up even more clear. So we're by a little gas station in a field. And let's get started. So I've got the dots on because it shows me where to go. I can turn them off if I want, but if I turn them off, then I need to go on automatic, and this way I am in control of where I drive. See, I'm tilting my head, and I'm just riding all over the road right now, but if I want to ride on this side of the road, I can. And if I want to go ride on this side of the road, I can. So I like having the freedom to do that. So when I do that, I need the dots to see where I'm going. But if I'm riding on automatic, look at that pretty house. Hello, person, I hope you're safe. If I'm riding on automatic, I can turn off the dots, and then it looks nicer, but then it doesn't feel as real because I can't steer. Although I don't normally steer with my head in my real bike. And here's my bike. I can ring my bell. So, I've never been to the Ukraine. And in yesterday's ride, I was absolutely mind blown by how beautiful Kievan area is. It's just a gorgeous, beautiful, clean, pristinely clean city. All the people in the streets look so happy, and my heart is just breaking for what's happening to people. And I hope that the people in these little tiny towns are safer, you know. I mean, what would you do if you were somewhere where there was war? My first thought would be, if I can't escape to another country, would be to escape to the country, like out to the countryside somewhere. Hopefully a cabin in the woods somewhere. I mean, it would be better to be underground, but I'm in a northern Ontario town in Canada. We don't have any bunkers. We have basements. But I still think even if bombs were dropping, I would want to escape the city and go out in the bush in the middle of nowhere and just hide in the bush, and hopefully no bombs would drop out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, if it's a nuclear war, then nowhere's safe, really. So look at all these people. I hope they're safe. I don't know what year these photos were taken. This app uses images from Google Street View. So it's sad to think that these images from Google Street View might be all that's remaining of this beautiful country. I mean, it's totally being changed as we speak. The way it looks with all the bombs dropping and artillery fires, and it's just heartbreaking. It seems like it never ends, war. There's just war everywhere. I mean, Israel and Palestine and Syria and all the different places. It seems like all my life there have been wars. But this war, it could become the Third World War because Putin attacked a nuclear plant last night. And it caught fire, and now it's being occupied by the Russian soldiers, and that can't be good. I mean, what if he just wants to nuke Ukraine? Because you know how some abusive boyfriends are like, well, if I can't have you, no one can have you? It feels like Putin's kind of doing that. I don't know. I'm not a military person. I'm just like a regular person, and it just seems like he's acting that way. And that he does not care about any people, even his own people. So I'm just riding in this beautiful countryside and hoping that everyone will be safe. I don't normally talk about things like this on my channel. And I know a lot of you come to the channel to escape real world issues, which is what I normally do when I go on YouTube, but I just feel like I had to say something and do something. I mean, not that this is doing much at all. So I heard just before I got on here that the hacker group Anonymous is declaring war on Putin's Russia, and I wonder what's going to happen there. I mean, a lot of people in Russia don't even know what's happening because Putin controls the story of what's going on. He shut down all the smaller TV stations and news agencies, and he says he's going to be arresting anyone who talks against his regime. So he's already arrested so many of his own people, thousands. A lot of the older people only get their information from their one TV station that's run by Russia, so they're only getting the one-sided view. So maybe Anonymous can help with that, if they can get the real news out of what's happening. When you hear a bump like that, that's my foot hitting the floor. I'm wearing big shoes because it hurts to pedal without shoes, and sometimes the back of my shoe hits the floor while I'm pedaling. I have to tilt my foot forward. Well, 3.8 kilometers, that's almost $4 raised in just like 6 minutes, so that's all right. I think it's really great that VZFit is doing this. Oh, I just thought of something else that I wanted to show you guys. The company that made this app is so awesome. They made a t-shirt just to show the support for the people in the Ukraine. So let me pause for a minute and show you what that looks like. So I can show you what my character looks like, my avatar. So I just have to go into options, and well, an easy way to show you is to do a snapshot. So I can change my pose. I'll do the standing one. So it says Peace for Ukraine on the shirt. Let me change the angle so you could see it better. Peace for Ukraine. Isn't that beautiful? And I chose yellow and blue in honor of the flag. So that's pretty cool. You can see different ways of how it looks when I move the camera. So it's a really nice shirt, and it's got the Dove of Peace on the front. And if I change the pose, you can kind of see it from different angles. So if I turn the camera around, you can see it from the side, from the back. So that's pretty cool that they did this. If you hear noise in the background, there's a bunch of skidoos going by. Skidoos aren't allowed on the road, but we've got a lot of snow here. So the skidoos just take advantage of that. And even though it's illegal to go on the streets, they do it. To be fair, we get so much snow in the winter, we probably should just all switch to skidoos in the winter. It'd be cheaper on gas too, probably, but a lot noisier. So you get coins every once in a while. You can use them to buy new outfits in the store. So it's a very peaceful farm area. Here comes a river. Nope, I stopped too soon, but there's a farm right there. I was hoping to get a better view of the river. The only thing I wish this game had were brakes. Because when you stop pedaling, it just glides like a real bike, but there's no like brake. Like even on my real bike, I can stop a lot faster than I can here. They used to let you go backward by hitting the B button and pedaling, and it would pedal you backward, but they took it away because some people didn't like it. I loved it. And it seemed like I just found out about it too, and I only got to use it like a few times, and then they took it away. Trying to get past these trees so we could see this river. But see, now I went too far. I tried to stop, but we went into the trees again. Maybe it's not a river, maybe it's a pond. Oh, no, stop. Oh, come on, stop. See, the bike, if you move even an inch, the bike keeps moving. So you have to completely stop. So I'm going to take a picture because that's pretty. It's beautiful. It's just mind-boggling that there could be a war here. This looks just like where I live. Like out in the, I live in a city, but like 10-minute ride out of the city, this is kind of what it looks like. Although we have a lot more deciduous trees, or coniferous trees, I should say. Pine and spruce, and we have a lot of maple too. We have a mixed forest, but when you head down the highway the one way, it's mostly the evergreen kind of trees. And it's hillier where I live. We've got the Canadian Shield. But if you go on the highway the other direction, this is a lot like what it looks like. Can't even imagine bombs falling. It doesn't seem like it could be real. All right, 6.4 kilometers. That's $6 US in 11 minutes. I'm pretty slow. But I've got it, my difficulty down as low as it can go so that I can go a little bit faster. I usually ride with my difficulty at 5 or 6, but that slows me down. And my whole goal here is just to get it done. So just gonna have some water. My bell's ringing because I've got my controllers just dangling from my wrists, and every once in a while they hit my body and ring the bell. Normally when I ride, I have Alexa playing music for me. I can't believe she didn't hear me. Oh, I gotta get that coin. I wish I would have thought to record yesterday's ride, because yesterday's ride was just amazing going through Kiev. It's such a beautiful city. Just the architecture is just magnificent and so clean. Just really super clean and beautiful. And a nice mix of the old style architecture and some of the new style high rises. And I passed a palace and lots of beautiful churches and museums, universities, but it was heartbreaking. I couldn't even talk when I was doing it yesterday because they have been hit pretty hard. Look at these nice little houses, little farmhouses. Look how cute that is. So hang on and let's take a better look. Look at that beautiful house. And I take a picture. Look at the detailing. Like, this is just a little country house, but look at the gate. How beautiful. Like, they're just so beautiful. Oh, hello. Hello, farmer guy. Oh, he's an elderly man. I hope you're safe. God. I really pray that this will end soon and in a good way. I hope Russia will just withdraw. And if Putin won't withdraw, then I hope someone in Russia takes him out. I know that's horrible to say, but he's evil. People who just want power for power's sake, and they also have a nuclear button, it's terrifying. And it can happen in any country that has nuclear atomic weapons. Any country could get a leader that goes bad. And as we've seen, they can get like a lot of the people to back them, even when they're doing horrendous things. Not just Russia. When I was a little girl, this is going to be really weird, I couldn't stand the thought of my parents dying or my friends dying or even my pets dying. And I always used to wish that we would just all die all together, so nobody would have to miss anybody. And like now, if World War III is triggered, we all might go together. And now as an adult, I know how unfair that is. It's not all about me and my feelings. Hello people, I hope you're safe. You know, what about all the children in the world? They deserve to have a life. They deserve to be free. They deserve to have hopes and dreams. They deserve to be safe. All the people, everywhere, no matter what their nationality, no matter what their color, everyone deserves to be safe and free. And you know, we're all the same inside. Oh, my foot hit the floor again. Like, what about all the animals? I love animals, you know? Who's going to take care of all the animals? Like, how scared must the animals be hearing bombs? And a lot of the Ukraine people took their pets with them. They took their children and their pets, the women and the children, as they were leaving. I can't even imagine. One of the zoos got evacuated to Poland. Some of the animals did anyway. There's one guy I read, he has an animal shelter for dogs and cats and pigs and other little animals, and he has over 200 animals he's trying to take care of, and he's right near Kiev, where they're trying to bomb the heck out of, and he's refusing to leave because then who's going to take care of the animals? He's a hero. But heroes can't stop bombs just by their will, you know? Or bullets. Like, it's bad enough to have to worry about being shot by a bullet, but to have to worry about getting hit by a freaking missile strike? That's unbelievable. The Ukrainian people, they're heroic, they're brave. No, $10, 18 minutes. Hello, person on a bike, be safe. Hello, train tracks, I hope you haven't been damaged. I hope you're still running to get people to safety. There's a car ahead of me. This ride must have been filmed going the other way. The Google car must have been going in the opposite direction to the direction I'm going. You can tell because we can't pass that car. Maybe we will. But that car must have just been following the Google car. Look how pretty this road is. All the trees lining it. I just had to move over to get that coin. Now we can move back to the side. The further we move away from the lines, the less it looks good. Did you guys ever watch the show Yesterday When the War Began? Or no, Tomorrow When the War Began? It takes place in Australia with, well, it's actually a book series. I read the book series first, but then the movie came out. The movie's pretty good. And it's about a bunch of kids, just teenagers, and they decide to go camping on a last camping trip in a remote area in Australia right before school starts up again. They've got this weekend or week holiday, I don't know. It's school's out and they go camping, and while they're camping, one of them wakes up and they see the planes flying overhead, and they think it's for a parade kind of thing that's going to be happening, some sort of celebration, so they just assume it's their own military, but it's not. They're being invaded, and Then when they leave camping and go back home, they can't find any of their parents. All their houses are empty. One of them, their dog is dead. It's just been left without food, and she says her parents would never do that. And then they go and they find all the adults and the other citizens of their little area. They're all being held in a fairground behind fences, and there's people with guns and towers, and they're threatening to shoot people. Anyway, so they resort to guerrilla type warfare, and they make a big difference against this huge army. And I know it's just fiction, but it really fascinated me, this group of teenagers, how much they accomplished and how brave they were, even though they were terrified. Like, bravery doesn't mean you're not scared, it means you're terrified, but you do it anyway. And they really, they bombed a bridge by stealing a big transport truck, like one of those big long trucks. We call them transports here. I don't remember what other people call them. But anyway, they had it filled with gasoline, and they put it under the bridge, and then they had a big fuse, and they lit the fuse, and then when it blew up, the whole bridge blew up. So that stopped a lot of the bad guys from getting through, because that was one of the only ways into their area. And they just kept doing attacks like that, and they knew the area. The other people didn't know the area, and they were used to it, and they did like stealth attacks, and they snuck around on four-wheelers and little mini bikes, and those look like soldiers or hunters, I guess just hunters. A little cat. But yeah, now I see soldiers everywhere when they were probably just hunters wearing hunting vests. But yeah, it was really good, and they fought back really hard. And I think that's what the Ukrainian people are doing now. And it was really interesting because they had, if you haven't seen it, if you get a chance to see it, it's called Tomorrow When the War Began. I can't remember who the author of the book was, but the movie and the book are both called Tomorrow When the War Began. And if you read the books, it's a series, so the movie just covers the first book. They're really good books, and the movie was good too. I enjoyed it. But I keep thinking of that when I see just regular, everyday Ukrainians taking to the streets and making Molotov cocktails and putting themselves in front of tanks. And although the kids, they were more stealthy than that. But it made me think, you know? It was just really thought-provoking. And I really missed the days where it was a movie and not reality, where it was just fiction. Although I guess we've had the longest stretch of relative peace in the world, if you're counting like world wars, but not really, because there have been wars for as long as I've been alive. There have been wars all around the world. And horrible things happening. I think what's scary is this time the person who's attacking has nuclear weapons is what's making the whole world stand up and take notice. And threatening to use them. Not just has them, but threatening to use them. Be safe, person. My bell was ringing because my controllers are just dangling from my wrists. And every once in a while they hit my body when I grab a drink. Okay, $14, 25 minutes. And on payday, I plan to donate some of my own money to Ukrainian people. I don't know how. I don't know. I'll have to look into where. Or maybe just, I don't know if the Red Cross or the United Way, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. I don't know how to find something that's real. I don't want to send money and it's not actually going to the Ukraine. And I don't have a lot of money. I'm on a fixed income, but I still want to do something. I'm glad that car is not in our way anymore. Look at the pretty willow tree. Oh, maybe it's not a willow. It looked like one from far away. Don't they look like weeping willows from far away? I can't really tell. What's this? Coming up. I'm not sure what that is. It's too small to be a house, isn't it? Maybe it's just something for the train. Little... I don't know. I'll take a photo. Anyway, guys, that's half an hour, so I think I'm going to stop the recording here, and I'm going to turn on my music and ride for another half hour, and then I'll come back when I'm at the end of the ride and let you know how far I went. Hang on a bit. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I am at around 30% of the ride finished. I've been riding for almost 45 minutes. I've got almost 25 kilometers, so I thought I'd bring you back. And we'll head toward the last little bit. I think today I'll do 25 kilometers. I don't want to do more than that because I don't want to put out my knee again. Because if I keep it to where it's manageable, I can ride every day. But if not, I might have to take a week or off. Just last time I overdid it, I couldn't walk on my knee at all for 2 weeks. So I want to keep it good. I was pushing it before. I used to ride like 30, 35 kilometers in a sitting, and in one sitting, and that's too much for my old body. So, and in real life, I couldn't go this fast. It's just because I have my difficulty low. In real life, I can do about 10 kilometers in an hour on my big old bike. But in real life, I can ride for 3 or 4 hours in one outing. So I guess because I'm so much slower and I stop and take lots of photos. Stop when it's something pretty. Sometimes I stop halfway and have a picnic lunch. Make a day out of it. Alright. So let's just get to the top of this hill. There's a pretty red van. There's a red van. I hope those people are safe. I guess we're not quite at the top of the hill. Let's go a little bit further. See if we can get to the top. So another nice thing about VR is I can do hills in real life. I can't do hills. I've got bad asthma. I can do small hills, but not without having to, it just hurts my lungs. Alright, looks like we're coming to the crest of the hill. My foot keeps hitting the floor. Let's just see what we can see around this corner maybe. I just keep hoping something will open up and we can end on a just seeing something different. But I don't think we can. This looks a lot like the way out to my camp, except for, like I said, we have more evergreen trees. So I think we'll just glide to a stop by this bike rider. And let's hope this person is safe. Alright guys, thank you for spending time with me. Stay safe out there. That's 26 kilometers. That's $26 that I raised. So thankfully for VZFit, that's awesome. Alright guys, take care and stay safe. Bye for now. Just gonna get that coin. No, for sure. Bye for now.